Hi, welcome in. My name is Cynthia. This is a little bit of a spontaneous reading at a time of day I wouldn't usually be doing one, but I kind of got on one this morning and yesterday when I realized that there's a channel out there that has a really similar title to mine. And in looking back, it looks like that channel introduced itself as a new channel at the same time that I rolled out my Cardinal Rose Tarot Collective title. And so to me it was suspect, but also, you know, I don't own words. It's possible that it could be like some weird collective unconscious synchronicity that happened between she and I, but I'm skeptical. And I have a few reasons why I'm skeptical. They're going to sound paranoid to people who don't think like this, but if you've ever found yourself like going down the Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole of like Bizarro World, or like, what world am I in? Am I in the Matrix? Am I coming out of the Matrix? Like, this isn't the only one that has happened. And there's another one that felt significant enough to me that I've started to kind of document with screenshots. And I've mentioned it before on a reading. I can't remember when, a while back. I don't remember which reading, but I look myself up on sometimes online to make sure that I don't have my address out there for everyone to see and know where I live. And when I did that, I saw another CynthiaVogel, MSW, who is an artist and a social worker. And I was like, what? That's kind of wild, because my name isn't super common. And to have a social worker, MSW, practitioner, plus they're an artist and went to art school, I was like, what's this girl's deal? I was curious, like, who is this? You know, so I clicked on her information. This is several months ago now. And I was like, I found her first through Instagram. And so when I went and looked on her Instagram, I was like, this is Bizarro World. This is surreal, because not only does her life seem to be like running in parallel to mine, although she's younger and further back in her process of getting licensed as a social worker, there was a lot in common, that to the point that I was like, this is bizarre. Like, what world am I in? And then when I looked at her friends list, one of her friends was named Rhonda Lee. And I'm like, Rhonda Lee is my sister. So I'm like, who is CynthiaVogel, MSW artist, with a follower named Rhonda Lee? Then as I was looking at other followers, there were followers of hers with the last name Criswell, who is the last name of my sister Tracy's ex-husband. And so I was like, this is weird. Like, what is this? So I went and kind of looked deeper, because I was like, is this maybe someone who's trying to steal my identity? Like, I couldn't figure out if it was like some kind of a long game financial scam. But when I looked into it, I was like, oh no, she looks like she's a real person. I mean, she's working in a clinic in New York. Like, that's a real person out there. I guess it's just one of those things. It's a bizarre coincidence. But nevertheless, I had taken screenshots of it before I blocked her off all my stuff, because I don't want there to be any confusion. And I posted like, this isn't me. I'm not her. I'm me. These are the differences. I work in Oregon. I'm already licensed. She's not, you know, like, I tried to really make a distinction, because I don't want anything like that to happen. I don't want there to be any confusion about which CynthiaVogel social worker, especially, that I am. I'm less worried about art, but art is in play as well, right? So one of the pictures I have of her, screenshots of like, who is this person, and why is she connected to people with the last name Criswell and Rhonda Lee, my sister? It just seemed weird. So I saved information. I run paranoid, so I know that. I thought it's probably nothing, but I'll take screenshots just in case it's somebody trying to steal my identity. I don't know, like, I'm not in that world, but maybe it is, right? One of the pictures of this person was a picture of her with one of those, I don't even know what they are. They're like electrical current balls that you, like, if you touch it, the currents are drawn to your hand. They were huge in the 80s, like at Spencer's Gifts and stuff. They were kind of on trend. Well, there was a picture of her with one of those, and it was advertising her as a helping professional for youth, doing creative work and therapeutic art and stuff, right, with youth. And so I thought, it was one of the pictures I saved, and I remember noticing it, that it was one of those balls. So then recently, just yesterday, when I see this other card reader show up, that I'm like, Mystic Rose Tarot Collective, who's this? So at first I was like, this is someone trying to steal my title because they like it. But then when I went and kind of looked, I was like, well, she's been on YouTube longer than me. But the new channel that's under the same title as mine was started like right at the same time. So I was like, well, you know, I was frustrated because I thought she already has a big following. Like her content is already in the thousands of subscribers, right? So I have, you know, I'm still growing. I'm still really early in my stage of growth of subscribers on my channel. And I thought, well, I don't want this headache. I don't want to be confused with her. I don't want her down the road to be able to say, you stole my name. I know I didn't steal anyone's name. But I'm not so attached to the name that I'm going to make a thing out of it. So I was annoyed. I like did my little personal social media complaining about it. And then I went and changed my channel's name. As you can see now, it's Cardinal Rose Tarot Circle, because I don't want there to be any confusion. Fine, have it. You have the name. You've got the followers. I'll take my steps now to go ahead and try to figure out how to affordably copyright my work on my channel so nobody can take it. And one of the things that I saw as I was looking this person up to see, like, well, do I have a concern for a reason, or is it just me being paranoid? One of the pictures of her was with those balls, and I'm like, what is this? This is like Bizzaro World. Am I in Superman land where there's a mean Superman out there and I'm the good, you know what I mean? Like, it was really, so I wanted to just do a layout about it because creative theft has been coming up a lot in my like channelings of like what readings want to come out. And so I started thinking maybe other people are experiencing stuff like this where you can't figure out, why is someone imitating me? Or are they imitating me to steal my identity? Are they imitating me as a form of flattery? Like, what is it, right? So, and I can have a sense of humor about it. I run paranoid. Paranoia isn't something that really causes me any distress anymore because I'm conscious of it. I know that I run paranoid. I don't live my life based on paranoia. I saw that this person had a similar name, almost identical. I got pissed about it for, 30 minutes, and now I've moved on. I've gotten backgrounded. I don't care anymore. I love you. I release you, or whatever. You get to have the name. Have it. Enjoy your life as a card reader, So I'm going to just do a quick... And, with regard to these other people, like the other CynthiaVogel, it's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. Why does she have a follower with my sister's name? Why does she have a follower that has my sister's ex-family members following her? I don't know why that is. It's probably some weird synchronicity, coincidence that's just the bizarro nature of the world that we live in. And I stumbled through the looking glass, and now I'm coming back out to tell about it. That's been my experience, right? And maybe you've had a similar experience. So if anybody's going to go and tell Mystic Rose Tarot Collective that I have a problem, I'm here to say, no, I don't, Mystic Rose Tarot. I've already released that name. You get to have Mystic Rose Tarot Collective channel. That gets to be your name now, and I have changed my name. And I want no beef. I have no complaints. I'm just moving on. So I'm not trying to start problems. I'm just naming what I see and acknowledging that this kind of stuff can make you paranoid. And it makes me paranoid at times. It's nothing I'm going to lose sleep over, but it's weird. It's weird, all these intersections of identity that have come into my life around these things. I don't understand it. It's very weird, but it is what it is. So anyways, this is just going to be a quick layout for advice. If you're going through something like this, like I am, what's some good advice for us? Part of it I can feel for me is to just have a sense of humor about it. It's like, I can't lose sleep over this. I can't, at some point I'll get my work copyrighted and then I'll have more protection, and that's great. Until then, just have a sense of humor about it. Let it go. You're real. You're doing work that's real, You don't want to quarrel with somebody who's got 50,000 followers already, and, just take it. Take the channel, right? Take the channel name. Maybe it is just a coincidence. I don't know, but it was weird. I mean, I don't see other people out there holding those electric balls and, like, having that as their imagery. It's bizarre. What is it? I don't know. What I do know is that my sister's ex was not a good person, according to her. He was a gaslighter, would do things creeping in her home that scared her and then say it didn't happen, and that's why they're not together anymore. So, you know, it's like, I don't know what that is. Maybe he's a really nefarious person, right, who makes money off stealing identity. I have no idea. It's bizarre, though. So what should we do if we've got something like... And it's not an accusation. I mean, they're welcome to come on this channel or call me personally and say, hey, I don't know what happened, but that's bullshit. Stop saying that. And I'll be happy to take this video down. Right? Like, I don't care enough. I'm not attached to it enough. I know my identity is basically secure. And if it's not, I'll survive. You know, I'm not going to live in fear of this kind of stuff. I'm not going to let it get me bugging out and obsessing over conspiracy theories. I don't know. I've got my little screenshots. I know when I created the things I created. You know, it's just weird. What should you do? What's some good advice for someone if you're experiencing strange things like this? Highly strange events, they're called in like the conspiracy theory circles. Highly strange events. What is it? What should we do about something like that? The bottom is swiftness of communication, so lots of information coming in. That's how I've been feeling. As I assemble this information, it's like, okay, that's weird. I'll go ahead and take a screenshot. I'm allowed to do that. I'll keep the picture for later, right? In case I ever have to show, like, no, that isn't me. That person's stealing my identity, or there's identity confusion here. I've got evidence, at least of screenshots, if nothing else, right? That's a basic step I took to just try to protect myself, just in case, right? So there's a lot of identity here in this layout. There's no major arcana. There's no ace. So this is something that's very easily moved. And this reading is for people who've found themselves going down the rabbit hole like that, or of trying to figure out, like, what's happening here? So the circumstances, the Five of Cups, disappointment. And I was very disappointed when I saw that card channel's name, because I liked Cardinal Rose Tarot Collective. I liked that name. I put a lot of thought into it. And Collective was part of my channel's name from jump. The original name was Cardinal Collective. And then I started thinking, well, I need to make sure that tarot's in the title, because it's important if people, you know, it just helps people find my channel that are interested in tarot readings. So I was disappointed. I was disappointed that this person with way more of a presence felt that they, you know, that they have that name now. I was disappointed, right? The challenge was the confusion here of this Three of Cups, like me, them, and then the third identity, which is the channel. So that's the confusion for us, is identity. Like, who are you in relation to this? Who are they in relation to that? And what's the common thread? Well, in my case, the common thread in this specific circumstance was my channel title. Maybe for you, it's something else. Seeing another social media account that's like a fake of you. That happens when somebody wants to catfish someone. They'll use pictures they pull off the internet, create a fake identity, and start making friends and catfishing them and asking for money. You know, it could be something like that. But I don't want someone out there catfishing and doing nefarious shit with my same name as a clinical social worker, right? I don't want someone doing that. I can prove who I am, but still, I don't even want the headache, right? So that's the challenge, is this triangle of confusion about what to do with this third energy that's being created between these two people, right? Or two entities that are vying for the same thing, I guess. The lesson is the Prince of Pentacles. It's that, for me, the lesson is that I have a lot to learn. Like, I need to get on it about copywriting my work and making sure I protect my work. It's a challenge because I'm not rolling in cash right now, but I know that what I'm making is valuable. I know that my creative work is valuable and that other people will like it or want to emulate it. So it's really naive to keep doing a lot of creative work without trying to protect it in some way. I'm not a litigious person. I'm not going to go out there and sue anybody that has a name that sounds similar to mine. But I don't want to be accused. That's the main reason. So that if somebody's coming to me and say, hey, you stole that, I can be like, well, actually, look, I've already got a copyright. Here's when I got the copyright. You want to go to court? Okay, whatever, right? Like, I want to have some layer of protection. So the lesson for me, and maybe the lesson for us in this collective message, is that we need to take steps to protect what we're creating in the material world. We need to start the process. We need to plant the seeds that protect our work. Like for me, maybe it's getting into the US patent and trademark site and going ahead and moving forward with trademarking under my name or whatever, right? I've got to get it figured out. I just went through this as an owner in another brand, right? So I should know by now that these are the things you have to watch out for. The theft is everywhere. You hear tarot readers say it all the time on here, with way more followers and subscribers than me, that somebody is ripping off their audio and created a whole other channel with audio recordings of all their readings and now have like 20,000 followers. Like, I would like to avoid that, so I better get on it. I don't want to be naive anymore, like this page energy. We should not be naive, right? The advice position is the Queen of Swords. So this is cutting cords and protecting yourself. Cutting cords and cutting access to anybody's ability to get in and mine your work. And it's like creative mining. It's like mining people who are young upstarts for their work and not crediting them and getting away with it, right? Like there's people that have been talking about this since forever. I'm just new to it because this is the first time I've tried to put my creative work out there, really, besides just showing my friends, right? Like now I'm doing it on a public site. I'm sharing my work here on YouTube because it's something I love to do. Well, it didn't take long. You know, I now got to get in this Queen of Swords energy, which is cutting cords, eliminating their ability to rip me off or rip off my work. Even if this other person wasn't doing that, even if it was all completely innocent, it at least woke me up to the fact that I'm in a vulnerable position and I need to rise to this Queen of Swords status and make sure I've really tightened up my boundaries and my online presence and my copyright, right? I need to do that. We need to do that, people who are catching this, right? And in the near future, there might be offers coming in, like a Prince of Cups energy that might be coming in, offers of collaboration, but they might be sneaks, right? They might be tricking us. I'm going to pull some clarifiers on that Prince of Cups card here. Can we clarify that a little bit? For where the energy is headed, what does the Prince of Cups mean here? Taking steps to keep working from our hearts and protecting it and harnessing our inner Queen of Swords to protect this creative work of the heart that we're doing in this young stage. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups, so it's definitely important that we're doing something to protect our work. The Hierophant, the Queen of Cups, and the Star. So to me, this speaks to the authority that we're bringing. You know, you could be a really, really good artist or really good at whatever creative work you're doing. You're in a very empowered place, but it's in a young and vulnerable place as well. So you might be, like, consider myself a hedge witch, right? So this is someone who's achieved a certain level of mastery over the work that they do. I definitely feel that I've achieved a sense of mastery over card reading. I've been reading cards most of my life. I've been reading cards since I was 15. I feel confident saying that I'm a high priest in the realm of cards. Am I a high priest spiritually for everyone, like a pastor or something? No. It's in the realm of cards, right? And being a little bit more graduated from this Page of Cups into a Queen of Cups, where we're working in the realm of the heart, but we're not being naive and letting people run over us or violate our boundaries. We've got the Queen of Swords archetype within us to back us up and protect our work. And it's worth protecting. It's inspired guidance with the star energy. That's heavenly guidance and inspired guidance. So that speaks to me that that's what we need to do, is treat our work as worth protecting, right? Don't just assume, oh, who's ever going to care? No. You know, no, our work is good and it's worth protecting and it's worth taking the steps. Do I really want to spend the money right now on going forward with the copyright? I'm not wild about the idea, but I'm going to, because I know that my work is worth protecting. So I'll do that. You know, I'm going to take the steps. I started the steps a little while ago, but then I kind of trailed off because of money, right? But I can figure it out. It's not that expensive. What else? What else to know about? Let's just maybe find out about the Three of Cups here. It's funny though, because here's the Five of Cups is the card of disappointment. So usually the advice of that is to take the two cups that are still standing and go forward. the Three of Cups that caused the disappointment, and then right next to it, the vulnerability is the Three of Cups. So I like how it kind of gave a nod to what I'm saying here. What are the intentions of the Three of Cups folks, the folks that are triangulating against you, trying to maybe take your work, or do an identity theft? Maybe you've been a victim of identity theft, where you've had to go out and, you know, cancel all your cards and had fraud committed on your account. That stuff's so stressful. Ugh. What's some more information about that before I wrap this up? The Hanged Man, the Two of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. So the Two of Cups are the ones that we're to keep carrying forward. That's the advice of the 5 card. So it's important to be still, focus on the Two of Cups that are standing, and walk away from the current conflict. And that's what I did. I was like, I'm not going to get into it with this person. I'm not going to message them and be like, what do you... I'm not even really going to badmouth them. This is the only time I'm going to mention it. I wanted to have a timestamp mention of it just in case they were going to try to come forward and say, you stole my title of my channel. Now you've got to change. Especially that would suck once I had a lot of followers, or a lot more subscribers than I do now, right? Like the level that she does. So I'm walking away from having a direct confrontation with her. It's not worth it to me. It's a headache. I'll just take it as a lesson and go forward and do what I need to now to protect my work going forward and my identity. And just be in stillness and recognize it as a lesson. It was a lesson, right? This time of suspension where my channel hasn't been growing a ton, in a weird way, maybe it protected me, because had my channel already gone viral and I suddenly had the same channel name practically as someone else, that could have really been a problem. But this Hanged Man energy is like a spiritual pause. Maybe you've been protected, like me, through a situation like this where it could have been far worse. And so now what we're supposed to do is take away the lesson, walk away from the conflict now. Don't get into something, maybe, at least for me, it's like, yeah, I'm not going to go confront this person. I'm just going to learn from it and protect my stuff going forward. That's my lesson. Walking away with the Two of Cups still going forward, right? With my good intentions to keep doing creative, loving work from my heart that I'm very good at, that I don't need to apologize for. I know what I'm good at. I have my credentials. I know who I've studied under. I know the path that I've walked, and I know lots and lots and lots of people that can confirm that for me, right? So I'm not alone. I have my supporters. I don't need to get paranoid and wigged out about who's this Cinder Fiend account that has my sister, you know, all these people that know my sisters. Like, I've been a little suspicious of my sisters lately, but that's also because of personal hurts, right? Like, I don't need to like call them up and be like, I suspect you, but you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I don't want it. I want to walk away. That's my way. I'm not going to engage in any conflicts with them anymore. They've chosen their direction. I've chosen mine. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to accuse them of anything because I really don't know. This could all just be some weird through the looking glass paranoia that was only here to serve me to tighten up and protect myself a little more than I have been. And I will do that. And so maybe you should too, right? If you're catching this reading and concerned about theft of your work or your identity. I'll just pull one more card here as like a parting message. From Colette Baron Reed. What does she say about a situation like this? What card can give us a little bit of parting wisdom about the situation? Chop wood. Yeah, it's to do the work, to get serious, do the work that you need to do right now. But it's card 42. I'll read it because she has a great text for her card. Being grounded in everyday experience, humility. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment, right? Walking away, like I'm not attached, so attached to my name that I can't just let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to get in some with that person, right? Who are you? What, blah, right? It doesn't make any sense. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which bring you even closer to what you seek. Now is the time to take small steps rather than large leaps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off your big dream, right? Like, oh, my channel going viral, like that'd be great down the road, but that's not what I need to focus on right now. I need to focus on the small steps in my work. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan for the life you aspire to see manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. That's great advice, and that's going to be mine, is just to take the basic steps I need to start the legal process to protect my work. It's not fun. It's not how I really want to be spending my time, but I need to. So I'm going to chop wood. And I hope this is helpful or gave you a laugh, or, maybe you can relate that you've had your work stolen and had to become the wiser from a hard lesson, right? So I'll see you in the next one, and take good care.